I always thought I was funny. Well, I guess now I feel like I know it. But that's loaded because I know it for me. Like, after watching a lot of people and being like, that person, they're funny. That person I don't think is funny. And also kind of trying to understand what makes funny and just kind of what is funny. I realized that I am very funny to myself. And that's important. Because for a while, it felt like I was always proving that I was funny. Or trying to prove that I was funny. Instead of just enjoying whatever it is. And now, it feels like, well, no, I just think I'm funny. I enjoy my humor and what I bring to the table. The next step, because I feel like a lot of people don't actually, that's the hardest part for them, you know, because you go up and you're like, well, I know that I like doing it, I know that I try hard and I think it's good, but I don't actually know, because the knowing of whatever it is, whether it's, you know, any talent, whatever that talent is, whatever you're not necessarily sure about, but you think that knowing part seems, for a lot of people and for myself, to come from the audience's reaction. Whoever is looking at your work or giving you feedback, whatever it is, it seems to come from them. And then you have that kind of understanding of like, oh yeah, well, I've been told this enough, I kind of understand. But I'm like, you know what? I don't necessarily care about that anymore. I think that I bring something cool to the table. And it's unique, and it's valid, and it's just funny. Well, nothing I've done so far is funny. This isn't funny. But in general, I'm starting to understand, like, no, I am funny. Funny is just, it's just so different for everybody. And you can't get hung up on, you need to get hung up on the work ethic and the drive and the practice. That's what you should be hung up on. But man, I'm not hung up on, I'm hung up on that now. I'm really jazzed about it, you know? But a lot of people don't get hung up on that. You get hung up on like the end result or the applause or the, you know, praise and all that sort of stuff, instead of getting hung up on like the, how can I better this? Because I already know that it's there. I already know that it's real. But I feel like a lot of times we're just going to other people for them to tell you it's real. And most of the things that you do, you're like, oh man, I really enjoy this. I think I'm really good at it. And then you wait, right? You wait to hear somebody say, yeah, you are. It's like, oh, hey, what'd you think? Just shaking your head. Uh-huh. And I think you're really great. Yay! I told you you were great, and now it's true. Because that sort of train of thought, right? When you start listening to all that, the opposite takes hold so much more, you know? Because then you hear this like, you're great, wow, you're great, you're great. But then when somebody's like, oh, fucking sucked, it's like, ooh, the world shatters. Because if you rely on that, then you just don't accomplish anything. You don't get anything done. And so I do. I know I'm funny. And I know that I bring something unique to the table and something interesting, and the question is not whether or not it's worth doing because I've already realized that this is worth doing. For me, I don't know if anybody else is going to get anything out of it. That is the question. If this or what I bring to the table is worthwhile for others. And I look at it and I think, yeah, this is worthwhile, but I can see it. Well, that's kind of silly. But that's how it feels. It feels like I can see it and nobody else can, or they don't want to, or
you should really put some
I don't know. But the nice thing now is I have a goal, because my goal is just keep doing it. Just practice. Just keep being fun and enjoying what you are doing. Because, man, getting the reps in, that's the journey. That's the journey, brother. Well, we're out of time today, brother. But I want you to know, everybody goes on a journey. Sometimes the journey is funny. Sometimes the journey is sad. Sometimes the journey is artsy. Sometimes that journey is boring as shit. But, partner, the one thing the journey never is dull. Unless you stop focusing on the journey and you start focusing on the end result. Because the end result's always going to change. But the journey is what's important.